Good day and very warm welcome to this meditation experience. Really delighted that you can join. And today we are going to take up this strange topic of lost and found. No one really likes to lose stuff, especially valuable stuff. Now, sometimes it's not valuable stuff that we really would like to lose. And so we'll leave it somewhere and hope someone else finds it. But here we're talking about things that are very valuable to the self that can be lost, and the efforts we'll make to have them found. So for example, your cell phone, your iPhone or your Android, if you were to lose that, how would you feel? What kind of effort would you make to find it again? So the more valuable we feel something is, then obviously the more effort, if we feel we've lost it, the more effort that we'll put into finding it. And so if we think about what is most valuable in our lives, most valuable, maybe take a moment, reflect on that right now. What is most valuable in your life? That should take a second to answer. So perhaps you have an answer. I know for me, especially as I came onto this spiritual journey, what was most valuable was the self. Was definitely the most valuable thing in my life was the self. And I know that sounds selfish, but there's some very important things in the self that are actually quite selfless. So this feeling of losing the self in some way, and we'll even have the phrase, I lost it, or I lost myself, and getting the self back, restoring the self. So that is quite valuable. How much time in any given day do I dedicate to finding the self? Do I even know what that means? So let's begin to explore this idea of lost and found around the self. The body seated comfortably, ensuring that there's no tension or discomfort in the body, taking the time to arrange it comfortably in the seat. And if it helps, taking a breath or two. That breath in, and then that very, very slow exhale. That helps to slow everything down. And maybe another breath in, and an even again slower exhale. A feeling of letting go with that release of air. And then letting the breath continue naturally as it will. And shifting my focus from the body, the breath of the body, upwards to that place behind the forehead, my inner world, and the feeling that I am traveling, moving through my inner world. There is a lot of stuff in my inner world, and so many layers. Even on any one layer, so much stuff, so many thoughts and feelings, ideas, dreams or fears, perceptions, perspectives, attitudes, memories, a lot of stuff going on in there. And I know as I go through the day, I'm not even really aware of my inner world, as if it's lost to my attention. I'm focusing so much on what the physical senses bring to me, the outer world, the physical world, the temporal world, the world of action, of doingness, of tasks and timelines. So caught up, forgetting about that inner world and the state of that inner world. Forgetting even the impact of the inner world on how I move through the outer world. But now, intentionally focusing only inward, I begin to become aware of the impact of my inner world that is so important. When it's peaceful, I feel peaceful about everything going on out there. And when my inner world is just a little bit anxious or upset, the smallest thing in the outer world will disturb me. The value of my inner world, finding that again. And within my inner world, within all that clutter, there is one thing that's of greatest value, the king of value. And that is the self, the one who is creating all of the different aspects and elements of the inner world. I am the thinker, I am the decision maker, I am the observer, I am the experiencer, I am the expresser, I am the one that remembers. I am the seed of everything in my inner world, just as the seed of a tree is so valuable, even though it's completely invisible. There is no tree without the seed. Similarly, I am the most valuable aspect of all that expansion in my inner world. I am the seed. But somehow I've gotten lost amidst all the clutter. The state of my inner world depends on the state of the seed, of the cell. So the focus of my journey inwards is to find again that seed, my cell. And it will require a very sweet and non-violent focus. The feeling of going deeper and deeper inside, even as different things try to pull my attention outwards again. Input from the physical senses, thing I see or hear, or the pressure of time, what I need to do. I can feel all those pulls back into the expansion. But I have a deep interest and love, self-love, to get to that seed, to really experience in an authentic way my own presence, to find the most valuable thing I had lost, myself. As I persist, keep going deeper and deeper inside, I notice the clamor and clutter starting to fade away. When I don't engage, it just fades away. I can feel my inner world simplifying as I move from the expansion closer and closer to the essence, the seed. It becomes more calm. It slows down and becomes more quiet. Less and less noise of all those worldly thoughts and pulls. Feeling increasingly more and more calm and light until I arrive at that treasure I had been seeking, that most valuable possession I had lost. I arrive at a very pure sense of self, a feeling of my own presence. It's not physical in any way. It's a beautiful vibration, a qualitative experience of myself. Tiny, tiny, invisible seed, living seed, very delicate, seeming very vulnerable, but actually quite powerful. Subtle, quiet, incredibly calm. I, the living being, not any of that racing of doing, just pure being. It feels like coming home to the self, the depth of the self, the serenity of the self, the dignity and royalty of the self. I, the seed, the being, I, the soul. I have found myself, the most valuable possession let me not lose this as I come into sound, action, and time. Let me return again and again, remain found, and even see how the treasure of the self begins to create a very enriched life. Om Shanti.